Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. The Roosevelt dime has been an American staple in pocket change for decades, but the 1974 issue carries a story that goes far beyond its tiny 10-cent value. At first glance, it might seem like just another common coin, yet to collectors, the 1974 dime can reveal secrets that make it a true treasure. On the obverse, the coin proudly displays the portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, designed by John R. Sinek. Roosevelt's profile, facing left, was chosen to honor his leadership and his role in establishing the March of Dimes program that fought against polio. Above Roosevelt's head is the timeless phrase, "I in God we trust," while to the left, the designer's initials JS sit subtly. To the right side of the portrait, you will find the year 1974, marking its striking, and if present, a mint mark just above the date to indicate where the coin was made. Roosevelt's portrait is calm yet commanding, a perfect symbol of resilience and strength. Even on a coin as small as the dime, his legacy is carried forward in the pockets of millions of Americans. The reverse design, also by John R. Sinek, features a torch in the center, symbolizing liberty. On either side, an olive branch and an oak branch represent peace and strength. These three elements together form a powerful message of balance, growth, and freedom. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum," with one dime displayed prominently at the bottom. Simple, yet strong, the reverse design captures American ideals beautifully. By 1974, Roosevelt dimes were struck in a copper-nickel composition, consisting of a pure copper core with a clad layer of copper and nickel. Each coin weighed 2.27 grams and measured 17.9 millimeters across, tiny but packed with history. That year, dimes were struck at three mints: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S for proof issues. Each of these mints produced millions of coins, yet not all are valued the same today. The Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of dimes for circulation in 1974, and these are common in everyday change. Denver also contributed a massive number, while San Francisco produced stunning proof coins with mirror-like fields and frosted details intended for collectors. Although the mintage numbers are high, collectors understand that true value comes not just from quantity, but from rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. That's where the 1974 Roosevelt dime becomes fascinating. Condition plays a crucial role in determining value. A dime that has circulated through countless hands may only be worth its face value, but one that has been preserved in mint state condition, with brilliant luster and sharp details, can attract serious collector interest. High-grade examples, especially those graded MS-67 or above, are scarce because the dime's small size makes it vulnerable to scratches, nicks, and contact marks. A flawless dime from 1974 is far from common. Proof coins from San Francisco add another layer of excitement. These specially struck pieces were not meant for circulation but for collectors, and their deep mirrors and frosted details make them especially beautiful. Some proof varieties, like those with cameo or deep cameo finishes, are highly sought after, but what truly sparks interest are error coins. In 1974, a handful of dimes left the mint with mistakes that today make them extremely valuable. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, double dies, and missing clad layers are just a few examples of errors that collectors chase. One of the most dramatic errors is the missing clad layer dime, where part of the coin shows the reddish copper core exposed. These rare mistakes transform an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Other varieties, such as proof errors from San Francisco, sometimes display doubled features in the inscriptions or the torch. These doubling errors are small details, but to a trained eye, they can mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars in added value. The thrill of collecting Roosevelt dimes lies in these details. The 1974 dime can easily be overlooked, but in the right condition or with the right error, it becomes a highlight of a collection. Every collector knows the excitement of searching through rolls of dimes, hoping to discover one of these rare and valuable examples. It is the chase that makes the hobby so thrilling. The Roosevelt dime itself has a special place in American coinage, as it honors not only a president but also a man who inspired the nation during one of its most difficult times. His image on the dime reminds us of resilience, courage, and the fight for a better tomorrow. The 1974 dime captures that legacy and adds to it the mystery of rarity, condition, and era varieties. Each coin holds a story, and each discovery brings joy to collectors. Numismatics is about more than just coins, it's about history, detail, and discovery. A single dime can tell the story of a nation's struggles, achievements, and values. That is why even a coin as common as the dime, struck in the billions, can hide extraordinary surprises that make it priceless to the right collector. Think about the hands a 1974 dime may have passed through over the decades: purchases, savings, pocket change, and forgotten jars. Each one has lived a life before being rediscovered by collectors. Collectors today treasure these coins not just for their monetary value but for the connection they offer to history and legacy. The 1974 dime is a perfect example of how something small can be incredibly meaningful. Finding a flawless 1974 Roosevelt dime, or one with a rare mint error, is like striking gold in the world of coin collecting. These are the moments that turn ordinary hunts into extraordinary stories. The passion for coins comes from knowing that at any moment, you could discover a rarity hiding where you least expect it. The 1974 dime keeps that dream alive for countless collectors. And so, while millions of these dimes were struck, it is the rarest examples that shine brightest, commanding attention and admiration from those who understand their true worth. One exceptional example of the 1974 Roosevelt dime has been valued as high as $89,000. Top 2. The Roosevelt dime has been one of the most recognized and trusted coins in American history, and the 1981 issue carries both intrigue and collector appeal. At just 10 cents face value, this coin might seem ordinary, but to coin enthusiasts, the 1981 dime holds a deeper fascination that makes it stand out. When you first look at the coin, the obverse proudly displays the left-facing profile of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His image is not just a portrait but a tribute to his leadership during some of the nation's most trying times, and his role in supporting the March of Dimes, which ultimately inspired his place on this coin. The obverse design was crafted by John R. Sinek, who also added his initials JS discreetly near Roosevelt's neck. The bold inscription "I in God We Trust" appears prominently, reinforcing the nation's core belief. To the right, the date 1981 is seen, sometimes paired with a mintmark that identifies where the coin was struck. On the reverse, the design continues to impress. A torch of liberty takes the central place, flanked by an olive branch representing peace and an oak branch symbolizing strength. Together, these three icons perfectly embody the spirit of America: resilient, peaceful, and strong. The inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" surround the design, with one dime clearly inscribed at the bottom. Simple, elegant, and packed with meaning, the Roosevelt dime's reverse is a true classic of American coinage. The 1981 dime was produced in copper-nickel clad composition, with a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper and nickel. Each weighs 2.27 grams, measures 17.9 millimeters across, and has a reeded edge of 118 tiny grooves. Production took place at multiple mints. The Philadelphia Mint struck coins with no mint mark, the Denver Mint produced coins with a D, and the San Francisco Mint issued proof coins marked with an S. Each mint played a vital role in making the dime widely available. In total, billions of Roosevelt dimes were struck in 1981, making them quite common in circulation. However, within that sea of coins, special examples stand out and catch the attention of numismatists. For many collectors, condition is everything. A circulated 1981 dime often carries scratches, dullness, and wear, making it worth little more than its face value. But a coin preserved in pristine mint state condition can become a true collectible. The highest graded 1981 dimes are the ones that shine. Mint state 67 and higher examples are scarce, as the dime's small surface makes it prone to contact marks during mass production. Finding a flawless one is like striking gold. San Francisco proof dimes from 1981 add another dimension. These coins were struck with polished dies and specially prepared planchets, giving them deep mirror-like fields and frosted designs. They were never intended for circulation, only for collectors, and remain some of the most stunning examples of Roosevelt dimes. Some proof issues show cameo or deep cameo contrast, with frosted designs standing out brilliantly against the mirrored background. Such coins are admired for their beauty and rarity. Beyond condition, era coins from 1981 are some of the most exciting pieces to look for. Era dimes are factory mistakes, and when preserved, they can be incredibly valuable. One type of error is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned. These coins often show part of the blank planchet and can range in value depending on how much of the design is missing. Another dramatic error is the missing clad layer dime, where the nickel layer fails to bond, leaving the copper core exposed. This creates a two-tone coin that collectors go crazy for. Double die errors, where parts of the lettering or torch appear doubled, also exist in some examples from the early 1980s. Spotting one of these can mean you have something special on your hands. Broad strikes, where the coin is struck without the collar that normally holds its shape, are another fascinating variety. These coins appear stretched and flat but still showcase the full design. These unusual minting mistakes turn an ordinary 1981 dime into a standout rarity, instantly boosting its appeal among collectors. What makes the Roosevelt dime so captivating is not just its small size but the big stories it carries. Each coin connects us to history, design, and sometimes even mystery. The 1981 dime in particular holds a special charm because it falls in an era where clad coinage was fully established, yet interesting varieties and errors still emerge to keep collectors excited. Think of the millions of people who use these dimes in daily transactions, never imagining that a flawless or error example could be worth a fortune decades later. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know what you might discover. Collectors often search coin rolls, jars, or even pocket change, hoping to spot one of these rare treasures. A seemingly common dime could actually be a hidden gem worth thousands. The Roosevelt dime is more than just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of American values and resilience. The 1981 edition continues that legacy in a way that keeps collectors motivated to search. Even though billions were made, the rarest examples, whether in pristine mint state or as striking mint errors, rise far above the ordinary and become treasures in the numismatic world. Over 40 years later, the 1981 dime still sparks excitement because of its potential to surprise collectors. Some of the highest graded and most unique varieties have crossed auction blocks for impressive sums. It proves that even small coins can carry enormous value, not just financially but also historically and emotionally for those who understand them. So the next time you see a dime from 1981, don't dismiss it as pocket change. Take a closer look. You might just have something far more special than you realize. Because one remarkable example of the 1981 Roosevelt dime has been valued as high as $77,000. Top 3. The Roosevelt dime has been one of the most enduring coins in American history, and the 1990 issue is a fascinating piece of that legacy. To many, it may seem like just another small coin found in everyday change, but for collectors, the 1990 Roosevelt dime holds stories of design, history, and surprising value. The obverse side of the coin continues to honor Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His profile faces left, with detailed features that symbolize strength and determination. His image is more than just a portrait, it is a lasting tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appear alongside his portrait, echoing the values that guided his presidency. Beneath the image sits the date, 1990, and nearby the mint mark that identifies where the coin was struck. This design was created by John R. Sinek, whose initials JS are also featured on the obverse. Even decades after his original work, The design has stood the test of time and remains iconic in American coinage. On the reverse, the Roosevelt dime displays a beautifully balanced image of a torch, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. Each element carries meaning, liberty, peace, and strength, forming a powerful symbol of the nation's spirit. Around the design are the inscriptions United States of America, E pluribus unum, and the denomination 1 dime, clearly stating both origin and value. Simple, yet timeless, the design continues to resonate with collectors and historians alike. The 1990 dime was struck in copper-nickel clad composition, which means a pure copper core covered with layers of copper and nickel. This alloy was introduced in 1965 to replace silver, making dimes more affordable for mass production. The coin weighs 2.27 grams, has a diameter of 17.9 millimeters, and features a reeded edge with 118 grooves. These physical details are standard across modern dimes, yet each one represents precision and consistency in U.S. minting. The 1990 Roosevelt dime was struck at 3 different mints. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins with no mint mark, the Denver Mint issued coins marked with AD, and the San Francisco Mint created proof coins carrying an S mint mark. Billions of coins were produced in total, making the 1990 dime a very common sight in circulation. Yet, within this vast number, certain special examples stand out as valuable treasures. For collectors, condition plays the most important role. A 1990 dime that has been used in circulation is usually worth only its face value. But coins that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition can reach far higher values. Mint state examples with grades above MS66 or MS67 are especially sought after, as such flawless coins are rare. With their brilliant luster and sharp details, they stand apart from the ordinary and attract serious collectors. The San Francisco Mint proof coins add another layer of beauty to this year. Struck with extra care using polished dies, these dimes exhibit mirror-like fields and frosted designs that shine with elegance. Some proof coins from 1990 display cameo or deep cameo contrast, where the frosted devices stand out against reflective fields. These coins, with their striking eye appeal, are treasured among collectors. But perhaps the most thrilling part of collecting 1990 Roosevelt dimes lies in mint errors and varieties. These mistakes, made during production, often escape detection and reach circulation, making them rare finds. One error to watch for is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned. Depending on how much of the design is missing, these errors can bring in significant premiums. Another exciting type is the missing clad layer dime, where the outer nickel layer did not bond properly, leaving the copper core exposed. This creates a two-tone appearance that collectors prize. Double die errors, though less common, are especially valuable when they affect the inscriptions or the date, creating noticeable doubling that sets the coin apart from the ordinary. Broad strike errors, where the coin is struck without a collar, give the dime an odd, stretched appearance. These unusual examples often draw attention in auctions. Each of these errors turns a standard 1990 dime into something truly extraordinary, boosting both rarity and value. What makes the Roosevelt dime fascinating is not only its design but also the possibility of hidden treasures. Even in a coin as common as the 1990 dime, extraordinary examples exist. Collectors today often check pocket change, coin jars, or rolls of dimes from banks, hoping to stumble upon one of these rare treasures. It proves that small coins can still hold big surprises. The Roosevelt dime is more than just a piece of money, it's a symbol of history, leadership, and the values America stands for. The 1990 issue continues this tradition with dignity and charm. Even though billions were minted, the few high-grade, proof, and error varieties make the 1990 dime worth far more than just 10 cents. The coin is living proof that age alone does not define rarity. It is the combination of condition, variety, and minting anomalies that create true numismatic value. Decades after its release, the 1990 Roosevelt dime still sparks excitement in coin collecting circles, showing that even modern issues can become highly collectible. Collectors cherish these coins not just for their value but for the thrill of discovery, the history they represent, and the chance to hold something truly special. and while most 1990 Roosevelt dimes remain everyday coins, one exceptional example has reached a value as high as $60,000. Top 4. The Roosevelt dime has always been a coin of deep significance in American history, and the 2005 issue carries that story forward in a modern era. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin you could find in your pocket, but its history, design, and special varieties make it far more fascinating than many realize. The obverse side of the 2005 dime continues to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, whose leadership through the Great Depression and World War II left an unshakable mark on the nation. His left-facing portrait is instantly recognizable and has become a true icon of U.S. coinage. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" frame his image, while the year 2005 is struck clearly beneath. Just beside the date, you'll often find the mint mark, showing whether the coin was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The initials JS, representing John R. Sinek, the original designer of the Roosevelt dime, appear at the base of Roosevelt's neck, a small detail that often goes unnoticed yet preserves the artist's contribution. On the reverse, the dime carries one of the most symbolic designs of any U.S. coin. The central torch represents liberty, while the olive branch to the left symbolizes peace, and the oak branch to the right represents strength and independence. Together, these elements form a message of hope and resilience. The words United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and one dime are engraved around the design, reinforcing its national identity and denomination. Despite its small size, the dime speaks volumes through its imagery. The 2005 Roosevelt dime, like its modern predecessors, was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition. The coin's core is made of pure copper, while its outer layers are a blend of copper and nickel, giving it a silvery appearance. It weighs 2.27 grams, measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter, and features a reeded edge with 118 tiny grooves. These small details highlight the precision of U.S. mint production. In 2005, the Philadelphia and Denver mints struck hundreds of millions of dimes for circulation, ensuring they were readily available across the nation. The San Francisco Mint also produced proof versions of the dime, designed especially for collectors. Proof coins from San Francisco are struck multiple times with polished dies, creating a sharp, mirror-like surface. Many of these also display cameo or deep cameo contrasts, making them especially beautiful. To most people, a 2005 dime in circulation holds nothing more than its face value. Yet, for collectors, the real excitement lies in coins of exceptional condition, rare mint errors, and flawless proof strikes. High-grade examples, graded by professional services as MS-67 or higher, are considered extremely rare. Coins of this caliber often sparkle with original mint luster and feature details that appear untouched by human hands. Proof coins, particularly those preserved in their original packaging, hold special value. Their crisp strikes and elegant finishes make them standout pieces in any collection. But what truly excites many collectors are error coins, which occasionally slip through quality control at the mint. These mistakes turn an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. One type of error collectors seek is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin was struck incorrectly. Depending on how dramatic the error is, it can bring in significant premiums. Another fascinating error is the broad strike, where the collar that normally holds the coin in place fails, creating a stretched or distorted look that collectors love. The missing clad layer error is also highly desirable. In this case, part of the outer nickel layer is absent, leaving the copper core visible on one or both sides of the dime. Double die errors, where parts of the design appear double due to a misalignment during the minting process, are especially prized when they affect the date or lettering. Some 2005 dimes have also been discovered with partial collars, die cracks, or weak strikes. Small but significant details that transform a common coin into a collectible rarity. For everyday people, spotting one of these error coins in circulation can feel like winning a hidden treasure. That's part of what makes coin collecting so thrilling, the possibility of discovering something rare in the most ordinary of places. The Roosevelt dime itself carries deep meaning beyond its design and errors. It represents a tribute to a president who profoundly shaped American history and whose memory is preserved in every single dime struck since 1946. The 2005 dime shows how even modern issues can hold surprising value, challenging the assumption that only old coins are worth collecting. In fact, some modern dimes have proven to be just as valuable as their older counterparts. Collectors who specialize in Roosevelt dimes often seek to assemble complete date and mintmark sets, and the 2005 issue plays an important role in filling those collections. While billions of coins exist, only a handful stand out as truly exceptional, whether by grade, proof quality, or mint error. These are the coins that capture headlines and achieve remarkable prices at auctions. The Roosevelt dime of 2005 remains a powerful reminder that small coins can carry great stories. It proves that even in the 21st century, coins are more than currency. They are pieces of art, history, and culture. For many collectors, the pursuit of these coins isn't just about value, but about holding a tangible piece of America's legacy in their hands. The 2005 dime might be small in size, but it has a big place in the world of numismatics, offering both everyday accessibility and rare opportunities for incredible finds. And while most 2005 Roosevelt dimes will never be worth more than their face value, the rarest and most pristine examples can be worth far more than anyone would expect. One such example of the 2005 Roosevelt dime has been recorded to hold a value as high as $35,000. Top 5. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American coinage since 1946, and even modern issues like the 2007 dime hold far more significance than most people realize. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary coin you might find in your change, but when we dig deeper, the story of the 2007 Roosevelt dime becomes an exciting journey through design, minting, and hidden value. The obverse of the coin proudly features the portrait of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. His image faces left, symbolizing his enduring leadership and the lasting legacy he left behind. The inscriptions on the obverse include Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 2007. Just below the date, you will often see the mint mark, which identifies whether the coin was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The initials JS, standing for John R. Cynic, the original designer of the dime, rest at the base of Roosevelt's neckline. It is a tiny detail that links the 2007 coin to its original post-war creation in 1946. On the reverse side, the design is just as symbolic as the front. At the center stands a blazing torch, representing liberty. Flanking the torch on either side are an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength and independence. The inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and one dime complete the reverse design, giving the coin a proud national identity. Despite its small size, this coin carries immense meaning in every detail. The 2007 Roosevelt dime was struck in the standard modern composition of copper and nickel. The coin has a pure copper core, wrapped in an outer layer of copper and nickel, giving it the silvery look we all recognize. It weighs 2.27 grams, has a diameter of 17.9 millimeters, and features a finely reeded edge. These exact specifications ensure that every dime is uniform and easily recognizable. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced millions of 2007 Roosevelt dimes for circulation. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Mint struck special proof coins that were not meant for circulation but designed specifically for collectors. These proof coins are struck with extra care, often multiple times with polished dies, giving them a mirror-like surface and sharp, frosted details. Many of these coins exhibit cameo or deep cameo effects, which collectors find particularly attractive. While most 2007 dimes remain common in circulation, their true collectible value emerges in pristine condition or in cases of rare mint errors. Collectors often search for coins graded MS67 or higher, where the strike is flawless and the luster shines brilliantly. Proof coins from 2007 are also highly sought after, especially when preserved in their original government packaging or when they have been certified by grading services as perfect. PR 70 examples. But beyond condition, what really drives excitement among collectors are mint errors. These errors, though rare, can transform a seemingly ordinary dime into a prized rarity worth thousands of dollars. One type of error seen on some Roosevelt dimes is the off-center strike. In this case, part of the design is missing because the blank planchet was not properly aligned during striking. The more dramatic the off-center, the higher the value. Another interesting error is the broad strike, which occurs when the coin is struck without the retaining collar. This causes the coin to spread outwards, creating an unusual and collectible appearance. A missing clad layer error can also be incredibly valuable. When part of the nickel layer is missing, the reddish copper core underneath is revealed, making the coin instantly eye-catching. Double die errors, where elements of the date, lettering, or design appear doubled, are particularly exciting. Collectors love these dramatic errors because they are so easily visible. Some 2007 dimes have also been found with die cracks, partial collars, or weak strikes, each of which adds character and rarity to the coin. For the average person, stumbling across one of these error coins in pocket change can feel like finding a hidden treasure. It's this sense of possibility that keeps collectors searching through even the most ordinary coins. The Roosevelt dime is not just about errors or value, though, it's also about symbolism. Every detail of the design reminds us of Roosevelt's leadership during America's most challenging times, from the Great Depression to World War II. The 2007 dime reflects the continuation of that legacy, a modern issue that still honors a man who shaped the course of American history. Holding one is like holding a tiny tribute to his memory. Collectors often try to assemble full sets of Roosevelt dimes, including every date and mint mark, and the 2007 issue plays a key role in completing those collections. Though millions exist, only the rarest examples, those with flawless strikes, proof-like qualities, or dramatic errors, stand out as true treasures in the world of numismatics. This is what makes the Roosevelt dime series so fascinating. Even a coin struck in the 21st century can surprise collectors with incredible value, proving that not only old coins are worth money. The thrill lies in the hunt, the idea that any ordinary-looking dime might turn out to be an extraordinary discovery. This has fueled the passion of collectors for decades. The Roosevelt dime may be one of the smallest coins in circulation, but it carries enormous weight in the world of coin collecting. Its design, history, and rarity all combine to give it a special place in American culture. And when a 2007 dime appears in exceptional condition or as a rare error, it can be worth far more than its tiny face value. These are the coins that make headlines and spark excitement across the collector community. One such remarkable example of the 2007 Roosevelt dime has been recorded to reach an astonishing value of $30,000.